I see a black man and one man, I think of strength, black empowerment we have within, building community development. Let's continue to build our own. Let's continue to stay strong. Motivation, no matter the hate, no stopping. You just go. Listen up to Quan, John, and Queen P for giving us a voice. Speak up for what's yours and yell and make that noise. We are kings and we are queens. Melanated royalty, just getting started. Love and self and knowledge. Stack that wealth. Motivational motors, y'all.
Let's get down to the nitty gritty, Portia. You are supposed to sacrifice the livelihood of your unborn children because you're trying to make them happy.
Right.
And a lot of black people do it.
Yeah. And they expect you to.
Yeah. Good point. They expect you to. Damn that. Don't talk to me ever again in my life. I mean, yo, when I tell somebody you don't have to talk to me again in my life, you know how some people just say that and they, oh yeah, don't talk to me no more. No.
You mean that?
I mean, you know why? I'm gonna tell you how bad I mean. I mean it. If you see me get my ass beat in the street, don't help me.
Oh.
That's how bad I mean it. Meaning, if you see me in trouble and I need you, don't help me. Because why? I just told you don't speak to me in no shape, form, or fashion. Because I'm totally disconnected from, I've really came to the realization that you don't have my best interests. Period.
Yeah.
I mean, ain't no more bigger than that.
It's true.
I can't,
it's true.
right?
Yeah.
You have my best interests or not? Do you? And it's no high bullshit. If you ever want to know if someone has your best interests, don't you know what you know how you answer that question?
What?
Look at if they have their own best interest. Look at their circumstances. Listen to them talk. See how they live. You ain't going out for you, so you can't go out for me.
Right.
Sad but true. But it's sad when it's our loved ones.
Yeah.
It's sad when it's somebody that you grew up with in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not one of them people that feel like because I moved to, me and Jen was driving yesterday. I was going to get my hair braided. And we went to a part of Virginia that's not as affluent, if you will, as the one we live in. And she said, wow, look at over here. She said, you really moved us to the suburbs. And it was funny though. And I'm like, one, that wasn't my intention. I just wanted us to have a safe environment where the kids can grow up healthy, period.
Right.
It just so happens this is where we are. Cool. And I'm like, and I thought about that shit like, damn, it's crazy. Like, yeah, we live in that type of environment that as a kid, people would probably dream of living in. Right.
Exactly.
But I don't think that makes me the person I am. Some people do. Some people say, hey, look what I got now. What?
Right,
I'm not like that. I'm like, yeah, this is where we at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is where we at. And I dig it. Some people be like, and think about it. And you can't blame some people for feeling like that. Our situation was so dire living in the projects. And if you got to where we at now, you're like, yo, I really did something. Right?
Yeah.
In a sense, you can't really, so what do you do?
Man, I don't know. I feel like I still have a lot more growing to do. I know I love myself. I've always loved myself.
We all do.
But I feel like I tend to put a lot of my energy and everything into other people that I love, regardless of how much it's reciprocated.
It's codependent. That's cool. Codependent.
So
There's nothing wrong with that. There's something wrong with it, but it's.
I mean, I feel like it's one of my quirkiness, like one of my traits.
It's a strength and the weakness at the same time.
Exactly. So it's something I definitely need to work on to balance it out a little bit more. But with that being the case, I can't say that I'll just be like, okay, bye. Like I can, and I have. But I regretted it. Like, not regretted it, but I felt bad afterwards. So it's definitely a situation like, however,
no problem.
When I felt bad after, be like, okay, I'm out back because I need to do me. I felt bad for a short while until I started realizing, like, oh, what the heck I feel bad for? Because Exactly, for what? I'm supposed to sacrifice, like you said, I'm supposed to sacrifice my life, my happiness, what I want to achieve to make you feel good about your lack of movement?
Nope.
No.
Not gonna happen.
No. So then that guilt went right out the window. So I feel like now I was able to do that with a lot of other stuff. That was how I was able to just leave certain friends alone and start making new friends or associating myself with new people. All of that came from being able to say, I'm going to put me first. Finally, I'm going to do that. And I'm not going to feel bad about it because this is what you're supposed to do. And your loved ones is supposed to want that for you. And when they don't want that for you and they don't show that for you, then you could be like, okay, well, then you ain't my people's. You're not the person I'm supposed to spend my life with. You're not supposed to be permanent. You're not permanent.
Let me ask you a question real quick about Africa, because we talked about how it is in this Western culture. Do you sense that the Africans out there have that same type of thing when Africans come up, so to speak? Do they look at them, or do the Africans say, no, this is what we are supposed to do as a people? What's the sense you get from the people you've come in contact with, or from what you've heard from James from his experiences?
Yeah, I can't speak to all of Africa. I can't even speak to all of Nigeria because I think there's different cultures. But in my husband's, he's Igbo, so in Igbo culture, definitely everybody wants everybody to come up. But it's a thing where if you come up, the family comes up. So if the patriarch, if he's not around, then the eldest son takes that position. And if the eldest son comes up, it is that son's duty to make sure the rest of the family comes up with it. So we can't just, come up and that's it. Just dip. No, he's not allowed to do that. Even if he leaves the country, the family is still his responsibility.
And if he does do that, what happens? They ain't messing with him, right? Think about that. Let's say he does flourish and don't give back as much as they expect him to give back. What they do? They stop messing with him.
Hell when he come back home.
He has a problem. He has a very big problem on his hands.
That's a very big problem because you're going against culture. You can't do that. And I don't see it. I mean, I'm sure it has happened, but I don't see anybody doing that because that's just crazy. Especially in Igbo culture. Like Igbos love their culture. They're all about tradition and culturalism. So if you go against that, like, who are you to think that you can just do that? You knew what you were supposed to do. You grew up being told what that role is, and you have to fulfill that role. And it's funny because if maybe the first year I was here, I would have thought that was insane. But now that I'm here and I'm a part of the culture, I'm like, damn straight. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. Like, no. I don't know. It's definitely because I'm becoming more and more Nigerian or more and more Igbo. I definitely fully believe in the culture. And I know a lot of Americans who think it's like wrong, but being here enough and realizing how everybody does follow the culture. It's not like, a handful of people dictating the rules. Everybody follows the tradition.
It's a code. It's a code of conduct.
It's the code of conduct. Exactly.
Code of conduct. Nothing wrong with that.
So
and we don't have that.
Yeah, we don't have that in America.
We don't have that.
Seeing that code of conduct and seeing people follow it and those being disciplined when they go against it, I'm all for it. I'm like, okay, that's what you're supposed to do. You knew good and well that's what you were supposed to do when you were little. You knew this is what it was going to be about. So you better do it.
It was instilled.
Yeah.
And that brings me back to my point of your friend or your relative that lives in project housing as you did as a little kid.
I did not live in project housing.
No, not you. Hypothetically speaking. I'm talking about the hypothetical portion. Okay. Not you. I'm sorry. I lived there. It was like I said, it's not a good thing. Whoever says, "Oh, living in a project was get out of here." No, it wasn't, man.
But can you believe? I know, really quick before you jump on that. Can you believe when I was younger, I used to want to live in project housing because I was a goofy kid. I didn't know nothing. I didn't know anything, right? So I always dreamed. I knew when I was a baby, when I was a little baby, my parents lived in an apartment, but I don't remember that. They moved out by the time I was old enough to remember anything. So my first memory is us in a house. And we've always been in a house. I've never lived in an apartment until I came to Nigeria.
Right.
So but I remember being young, feeling like, oh, I want to live in the projects. Everybody's outside.
Seems fun, right?
Steps.
Fun, right?
It looks fun, Lord.
All right, man. Listen, yeah. When when you that first day you touch that doorknob and it spit on it, you know what I mean? It ain't fun then. Yo, but like you said, it's instilled in the youngsters in your husband's community. Therefore, the same thing is instilled in some youngsters in the project community that there's only way you can get out. And the thing we got to look who their role models are. The role models are only the drug dealer, the teacher, the lawyer, the doctor. That's not their role models at all. Why? Because it's not vivid. And so we got to look at let's look at the essence of living in the projects. What is a project? Think about what a project is. You know what a science project is? It's something you develop, right? And see what happens, right?
It's an experiment.
It's an experiment. That's what the project was, an experiment.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
See if we can trap Black people.
Right. Let's see what's going on. See what come out of this situation. The drugs were dumped there, yada, 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 and then downhill.
Exactly. So
it was instilled in some of these young people. You can't even be mad at them, to be honest with you, because it was instilled by the people that quote unquote loved them. Hey, you know what? You got to rob and steal, and you got to claw to get what you want. And you know, you might have to stab your own brethren in the back. You know what I'm saying? To bring that food home to the crib.
Yeah.
They 35 years old with that same temperament, that same mindset. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, so you take a person that wasn't brought up on that, you know what I'm saying, such as I, you know what I'm saying, and knows I can use this and this to get myself in a better circumstance, that's done that for myself. Yes, people are going to have some type of jealousy and envy towards me. I expect it. I don't like it, but I expect it. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I do what I do. That's why I write these motivational manuscripts, and I'm this motivational speaker to let them know who I am specifically. And after that, you take it for what it's worth. Right. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So, because people gonna make their assumptions about you anyway. Period. Yeah. I've learned that in life. Bullshit, you can show someone utmost respect, utmost love, and they can still think that you are not who you say you are. What do? You
leave that alone. I think for me, when it comes to that type of thing, like if I gave you all that I had and everything that I was supposed to do, I did everything you ever asked me to do.
You showed me exactly who you are.
Right. I show who I am. But then I'm like, I can't do this anymore because this is not what I want. As soon as you stop showing that love, that respect, as soon as you stop showering it on that person and you want to do your own thing, that's when it becomes a problem. It's like, hold up.
Problem. Me and my wife, we're very, you already know, we're both only children. We're, how can I put it? When it comes to our home, we don't let everybody in our house, man. For real. So, some people do. Some people, they'll have the party in their house. The whole family could come over. We ain't like that. Yeah. Because there's some people in the families, her family and my own family, that we don't like.
Right.
And we got to understand, we got to understand this. Like, come on, just because you're a family member don't mean that you are exempt from me disliking you. Right? Let's keep it all the way 100, Black people.
Yeah.
A lot of Black people don't keep that is 100. Just because this person has your blood and your DNA, you're not exempt from not liking them. You understand? And once you can understand that, you can understand how to maneuver. If you don't understand that, you're going to just let them in your crib. You know this person just stole money. And if you're looking at this, homeboy, I'm talking about you. We ain't going to call you out, though. Anyway, they just, they violated.
Yeah.
And we still going to have you around the crib? We're still going to have you in the house? You're still going to be invited to a party? Are you crazy? That's what Black people do wrong. Just because they're my family, no, you can still come over here. You are not allowed in the crib, yo. Straight like that. And I say all that to say because we don't know how to differentiate between who loves us and who doesn't. Just because they're in your family don't mean they love you.
Right.
Let's keep it all the way 100. Just because this person is in your family and you sleep over their house or they sleep at your house, your parents might be siblings. So what? Is what they show you, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're always told, or at least I was always told growing up, that trust is never given. It's always earned, right? And you have to learn that. But you don't realize that same notion is applied to your family members. You can't just give trust to a family member because they're family. It has to be earned. Respect has to be earned. All of it
has to be.
It can't be given.
I'm on the phone with two, for real. I was on the phone with two relatives not too long ago when I moved in the crib. You know what I'm saying? One relative got on the phone. Oh, I heard you just copped the crib and all that. Yo, congrats, cuzzo. Other cousin, they talking about something else. Didn't even mention this. I didn't catch on to it. Check it out. I didn't catch on to it. So I get off the phone. My father-in-law in the background. He like, yo, who was that? I said, that was such and such. He said, yo, wasn't it kind of odd that they didn't mention nothing about you just buying your home?
No congratulations.
I said, you know, none. Zero. They started talking about themselves. It makes you think. You got to sit. It's little subtle things like that. It makes you think, is this person happy for you?
Probably not.
Okay, now we have some decisions to make in life. That's what I'm saying. When it comes to relationships, I mean, I'm like everybody else. Yeah, no doubt. It's hard making these decisions, but yo, let's nip it. I'm gonna nip it in the bud, guy. Let's nip this. That's not. No. Let's nip. Yeah. You with me? Are you with me? I'm happy for you. Anything. If you tell me your kid got a 95 in their tests, I'm happy for the little dude. I'm happy for you for educating him to that point where he was able to get the 95. Something as small as that. You understand?
Yeah.
But you're not happy for me for doing this for my family. That's another thing. People tend to forget, Portia. This is another thing. It's related to what you were saying about the animosity from others because of who you have become. You and James, that's your family now. You understand?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
More of your family than your former family.
Yes.
And we got to understand that. When you have kids, family. James and the kids come before mama and daddy.
Period.